G'day, this is Ben here from Campfire Guitar Academy. So we're going to talk about and learn Wagon Wheel. So this one's an old classic Bob Dylan song, but obviously made popular by Darius Rucker recently, and it's a staple in any guitarist's toolkit for in the pub or in the bar, or especially around the campfire. Everyone can sing along, everyone knows the chorus, so this is a great one to learn. And not only that, it's the classic 4 chords that we should learn as beginner guitarists and masters. So what a great way to help us learn all those chords. And not only that, we're going to talk about the rhythm that goes with this song as well, the strumming pattern, which is probably the most popular strumming pattern as well. So if we master this, we can we almost immediately know how to play hundreds of songs. So to start with, we're going to start with our G chord. We're going to go through the chords first. This is our G major chord. We're going to use just 3 fingers. There's variations of this chord with a 4-finger version, so you may have seen that in other YouTube videos. But we're going to just stay to the basics, which I'm sure you'll be more than happy to do. So the 3 fingers we're going to use, we're going to start with our very first finger, and this is going to go on string number 5 in the 2nd fret. And then our 3rd finger will be going on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. So we've got the first one there, and our 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Then it's a big stretch with our 3rd finger all the way down to the bottom to the 1st string. So this shape with our fingers does take time, so please be patient with this. And obviously getting a clear sound. If you go to my website, you'll see some structured lessons in there, structured courses that are available on how to master these chords and practice, and little tricks of the trade to learn how to learn chords fast. Okay, so make sure you subscribe to this channel for all the updates, as well as in the link in the first comment below, you'll see a link to where you can check out some of my courses for learning the guitar. All right, cheers. So the G chord, then we've got our D chord. So this is a big pivot, or not actually a pivot, we'll talk about that in a minute, but for this one we need to just move our first finger down to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and our 2nd finger onto the 2nd fret of the 1st string. So they're tucked in like that, and then we swing our 3rd finger around here onto the 3rd fret. This is our D chord, and we strum this one, majority we strum this one from the 4th string down. So if we add in the 5th string and the 6th string, it's not quite as good. So we're going to be going there, but don't get hung up too much on playing the exact same string, like the exact correct strings, just at this stage. As we go, as you get better on the guitar, you'll tend to focus most of your strumming around where your fingers are going to be laying anyway. So naturally you're going to be strumming that bottom half of the strings for the D chord anyway as we start to strum along. Okay, so next one we've got, this is probably the first chord you should ever learn. This is the E minor chord, because it's only 2 fingers, nice and easy. So our first finger goes on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and our 2nd finger goes on the 2nd fret of string number 4. And then we play all 6 strings. Okay? And we want to get a really nice curve going in this first knuckle joint here, so make sure we're getting a nice clear sound from all these chords that we're playing. So we've got G, D, and now E minor. Now the last chord we're going to play is the C chord. So You can see if I've used these fingers, you'll see other people using maybe their second and their third finger for the E minor chord, but it's good to use the first and second because we can now leave our second finger here and pivot off that into our last chord, the C chord. So the C chord, we have our first finger in the first fret of the second string, and we've got keeping our second finger on string number 4 of the second fret. And now third finger will stretch right out onto the third fret of string number 5. And for this one, the C chord, we're going to be trying our best to strum from the 5th string down. Okay, so going through those chords again, the 4 chords, G, D, E minor, and now we've got the C chord as well. Okay, so that's going to be a bit to get your head around. As I mentioned before, check out in the comments there, you can go a link to campfireguitaracademy.com where you can check out some great structured courses on how to build those chords and how to master them in a great way. So please check that out if you get a chance. So now we've got the strumming pattern. So what I'd like to do to start with is just put things into separate bits. So we've got our chords that we know we've got those now. So now we want to work on purely the strumming. So we can just mute the strings by lightly covering the strings with our fingers like that. And we're going to work on this strumming pattern, which is a very common strumming pattern. So this is an 8th note strumming pattern, which is 8th notes is where we count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, a quarter note beat is on each count, 1, 2, 3, 4. But on the 8th note, and when we count in 8th notes, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And the way we can associate that with the guitar is on the downstroke, we do the count on the beat on the 1, and then the ends are on the upstroke, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I've got all those rhythm type courses for guitar on my website, so you can check that out. So let's have a look now. So what we're going to do is go 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So we're skipping that up strum on the offbeat, 1 and 2, so 2 downstrokes, so it's 1 and 2. And now we're going to go the next one, which is 1 and 2 and. So we're doing the upstroke or the offbeat after beat 2. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, like that. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, so the next part we're going to do is 1 and 2 and 3 and. So another offbeat after beat 3, so it's down, down, up, skip, up. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and. All right, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so now we've got the next strum, which is down on beat 4. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, and the very last one is end on up on after beat 4, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, all together now it's down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So really master this strumming pattern because it's probably the most common strumming pattern that's used out there. So it's down, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So then we can start to combine it with our chords now. So always start out very slowly. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we move into our D chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then into our E minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again on C. So 2 times on C. So the chord progression is G for 1 bar, D for 1 bar, E minor for 1 bar, then C for 2 bars. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 Made a little mistake in there. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Okay. So now let's talk about the actual chord progression. So what's happening here is we've got one round of G, one round of D, one round of E minor, one round of C, then we start again. 1, 2, 3, G, D, then we skip E minor and do 2 rounds of C. Okay, and it repeats that chord progression and just keeps that same strumming pattern for the whole entire song. So nice, great, easy one. Sort of, you know, if you're absolute beginner, please go. It's a good idea to go check out the website of campfireguitaracademy.com and get some of those core foundation lessons happening, and then you can start to have some fun with songs like this one. Hopefully you've enjoyed that lesson. Please like and subscribe down below, and we'll see you in another episode. Cheers.